Some may call it luck, others brilliance. But either way, Melissa Bavent has risen far in the past century. For a young caitiff, surviving but a decade is considered a praisable feat. Yet now, Melissa rules over most of Italia, her seat of power, in Rome no less. All the while, to the north of her territory, her brother Pecs expands his own influence, all of course under the banner of Missy. Yet he has many freedoms that other kindred do not, for he holds Melissa's secrets, choosing wisely to keep that secret for now, but not without blackmailing his sister a little. To the best of our knowledge, Pecs' generation has not changed. He has not committed diablerie like his sister, and unlike his sister, he remains pious, true to the belief system that they adopted when they arrived in these strange nights. And for the longest time, he has ruled the house as the head of the Bavents. But that is set to be challenged. Missy doesn't quite yet have the prestige necessary to challenge her brother. Yet control of the house, that should be in the hands of the eldest. And so that challenge will happen, but perhaps not before Missy responds to an invitation. For you see, to the east in the territories of Melissa's husband, a Bruja celebration is set to take place. And so, travel plans will be organized as another opportunity for the young caitiff to prove herself has presented itself. And so, in these old mountains, Melissa shall participate in a tournament of sorts, a celebration of all things Bruja. And for a caitiff to be there, well, that would create quite the scene. Kia ora, Legionnaires, Rycon here, and welcome back to Crusader Kings 3, Princes of Darkness, where, yes, we have an invitation from pack member Maria's Bruja celebration, which will be happening soon. If we join here, we have the chance to get prestige, lose stress, and gain some contestant trait experience. You may not arrive in time. We will see about that. We will do all that we can to make it there in time. So at this stage, the activity starts on the 23rd. Estimated arrival is the 25th. So we need to make sure that we can, maybe make haste. That gets us there way faster, but my gosh, there's so much danger along the way. We don't have a caravan master right now, though. So if we can get a caravan master, a good one at that, we should be good. So we have Basarab here, our champion, and our ghoul. Oh, sorry, this isn't Basarab. This is Alexandru, who is also a revenant like Basarab. We also have the opportunity to turn our childer, Dante, into our caravan master. He is also good at the job, and we can see that he would be faster. We wouldn't be as safe, though. I think that Alexandru is a good balance between speed and safety. The same thing could be said of Stefan. Stefan has made some advances towards Missy as of late. He is the Ventru Primogen, and my gosh, does he have some traits. Beautiful, genius, robust. Stefan, quite the lad. And so, we would have 11 speed and 19 safety. I feel like that's better. I feel like that's what we're going to go for. Yeah, you might not have as much experience, but still pretty good. Fearless planner, Stefan, congratulations. You shall be our new caravan master. And that's even better, arriving on the 9th. So we may be able to change out for something else other than make haste and still make it there in time. Or we could just choose to have nothing in particular. But judging by where the danger is, most of it seems to be at sea. So we could try and get someone specifically for that, and that makes sea that much safer. We can also see that there is a war going on here at the moment. Yeah, the La Sombras are, well, they're throwing down. Actually, no, sorry, it's not a La Sombra here, it's a Malkavian. And I do believe it's our current Malkavian Primogen, so we'll keep an eye on what's going on there for now. Over here, there is a 46% chance of danger. We're okay with a little bit of danger. I think we're just going to have to be. And there's even more over there. But yeah, arriving on the 19th is okay. The only other thing that I was thinking is that we may want to try and swap out away from the superior armaments and going for make haste, purely just because it gives us a bigger window to arrive. Any of these dangers here could slow us down. And, 70% chance of danger. But we're pretty close to the goal there, though. I mean, it does drop the danger down considerably by having superior armaments. I'm just concerned with how close it gets. You know what? I think we're just going to risk it with make haste. More time. Yes. Let's go and join an attempt to make it. We have a captain that has joined on with us. Fantastic. And Missy is already on her way, leaving the capital. And, a language barrier here. Oh gosh. Well, it's a learning challenge, and we have an opportunity to succeed here. I mean, we can try. There are some weird errors going on here at the moment, and we successfully interpreted the instructions, yet right away, danger, sticks in the wheel. Brook! I hear Alexandru shout out in panic. Soon thereafter, I hear a loud cracking sound, like that of a wood breaking. Just wood breaking, or my patience finally snapping. I step out onto the mud and see the splintered remains of a wagon wheel. I'm sorry, my liege. It was my turn as lookout and I fell asleep at the reins. Alexandru. Terrible. We would lose 5 days. Shuffle the supplies around and I'll ride rough for now. Okay, 2 days delay is better. We can take the prestige hit. Missy will see it done. Excuse? Okay, well, of course, the second that we choose to leave, war, and not a small war at that. The blaring war horns have reached me here in Skopje. Well, we're not actually there yet, we're on our way there. I've been summoned to aid in the war. Oh, Queen Melissa, I've been summoned to aid in the war between Duke Petrius here and ourselves. Okay, we have to decide whether or not we continue participating or if we give the war our full attention. So, having a look at this here, for the county of Arezzo, so it's Pisa that has declared war against us, and with their full military might, it's considerable. 9,000 is nothing to scoff at, but their own military is small. If we can hit them fast, before their allies arrive, we can win this quickly. Let's rally the troops. And here, we will continue on and hope that that's the correct decision. I don't know if it's going to be the correct decision. Let's also make sure that we are going to be rallying our troops over here in Rome. Wonderful. Let's raise those armies, and it looks like Guillaume is going to be leading things here. Are you the right person for the job? We could go for the dutiful sire. 33 advantage, which is considerably higher than Guillaume right now. So, you know what? We are going to go for you, my friend. Now, you are La Sombra, correct? Yes, indeed you are. A child of, well, not Montano. Montano was your brother. I see. Well, it's good to have you here, Duke, and let's hope that you're going to be able to help us out because, my gosh, well, we're going to have a time, aren't we? Now, that's a very weak-looking army. I would love to pounce on that as quickly as we can. We've finished a task down here as well. So Dario has been bestowing royal favor on our friend down here. I say friend, he's not our friend. Count Fionadu. So he has inherited the La Sombra position down here in Syracuse. Now, we need to try and get him onto our good side. So we're going to keep on trying to not sway him, but give royal favor over time. Okay, so we're going to start marching. This is the war goal here, so let's see if we can meet them in the mountains. We're going to be defending in our home territory, and it looks like we have yet another event here. The Metal Woman. Truly, a stroll through Dange is a gift from power. The tranquility of this place is suddenly and abruptly broken by the furious grunts and clattering of armor. Hark! Get me out of this metal prison. My squire took offense at my manner, even going so far as to call me heartless, and has abandoned me. I try to stifle my laughter, but the image of this fool clattering across the countryside is just too much. I could, of course, have someone help her, but is it truly worth it? Let's have a look at you. The heartless. There ain't much going on here. Zero prowess. Absolutely terrible. Leave her to her fate because we're sadistic. I feel like that's what we're going to do. Consider the armor gone for a price? No, we're sadistic. We're just going to keep on walking. And more danger. a quiet town. Since you've entered this region, rumors have been spread to your caravan about one quaint little town that your travel plan is making you go through. Locals speak of unholy abominations ruling the night there, forcing the townsfolk to pray to see the morning dawn as soon as possible. As you get closer, the rumors get even more graphical, and your entourage is sharing their unease with you. They are arguing for a small detour instead of risking setting foot in this accursed village, and angering whoever is truly ruling there. So this does sound like it is a masquerade specific or a Princes of Darkness specific event. I sense a kindred spirit. Everyone will lose opinion of us. Whoa, delayed by 20 days. We cannot afford that. I fear no ghost story. I think we go for it. And we're still delayed by 20 days? There seems to be no way around this. Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like whatever option we take, I don't think Missy would be afraid of this. We're just going to try and continue on. But if we truly are held there this entire time, I mean, the thing is, we are close, but yeah, I truly hope that isn't the case. Let's just have a look here. View travel. I feel like if we aren't going to make it, it would inform us of such, but we'll see. In the meantime, we need to focus on these troops that have just broken the siege here. Let's see if we can catch them in time. They're trying to outpace us in yet more danger. Mountains out of a molehill. The road has gotten incredibly hilly the past few hours, and everyone is beginning to weary. After a while, with no end of the hills in sight, one of my traveling companions, Stefan, approaches me and says, "My lady, our mounts cannot carry on like this for much longer. The poor animals need a break, or I fear they'll collapse. We must stop to rest. We cannot afford any more delays at this stage. We push on. I'm fine if you dislike us for that, but we must press on." And now, weird whispers. I've noticed that Antonia avoids me more than usual. She always sits at the opposite end of the table whenever we're invited to a feast, and consistently refuses my company while camping. We may not have the best of relationships, but this attitude is starting to tire me, especially when I overhear her defaming me. "Melissa is an abhorrent leech. I'd be a way better queen than her." Or "We can't have that now, can we?" No. And so you are Cappadocian, right? Yes, you are. 15 prowess? I feel like we cannot allow that slight. Oh boy. You want to know how it is? I'll show you. Okay. So this would force her to leave our court. I feel like that's not a bad way to do this here. Yeah, prowess. And it's just like we straight up win. Although, in saying that, did we then lose you? No, I don't believe we have. I think you are moving along with us? In your entourage, yes, okay. And you are still our primogen. Okay, good. I was just making sure we haven't lost you yet. Oh, and we are close. We're so damn close. Speaking of, let's change our trajectory up here. Oh my gosh, is this fight ever going to happen? So traveling through the sometimes harsh environments has an invigorating effect on at least my state of mind and vigor as I glance over at Ermesende. However, she does not appear to be doing quite as good. Her movements are labored, her breathing is heavy, and with spontaneous bursts of coughing rippling through her body. She's clearly not well. I think I may know a cure. I mean, not bad. We don't lose any time here by trying it. I feel like we have enough skill to attempt this here. Let's give it a shot and see. Cured. Well, there we go. And we have a Bulgarian man. I have seen the world and beheld its many wonders in my travels, but I have never beheld such beauties as the ones I've seen in Morava. Truly, Bulgarian men are a cut above the rest. One particularly fascinating specimen has taken my eye as of late. A peasant man by the name of Jerolim. A pretty little songbird. He is far too pleasing to my eye to spend his days slaving away in Morava. So let's see. What do you have going on here? Nothing. Nothing, my friend. A new paramour? Yeah, no. Let's carry on, Missy. You can do better. My gosh, and it continues. As we trek through Morava, our caravan has stopped at a clearing bordered by tall grass. I proceed towards the commotion, only to find Masha and Andrik having an irate row. "I will have no more of your idiocy, you miserable witch!" Masha stamps her foot in the mud. You're the one who has whined on this entire journey, squealing, "Are we there yet?" at every crossroads. Andric retorts, "Make amends? We could do that, potentially here? We haven't the time for petty squabbling, indeed. Or there's only one way to solve this. A good fight. We gain some dread. Let's try to go for the diplomatic route here and see if that works." And oh my gosh, we actually freaking made it. Amazing. I think we did actually manage to get them to settle their differences. We did. And we still haven't managed to capture this army here yet. Let's see though. We've made it in time. We're involved in the activity. It looks like planning has finished, and I believe archery is taking effect. So, our intent, maybe not recreation. Oh, it seems to be the only thing we can have right as of yet. So we'll allow this to continue on, and hopefully over here we can actually finally catch this damn army. And it looks like yes we have. And now we have a little bit of archery here. Archery was never a part of the original Olympic Games, and as such wasn't considered suitable by the Brujah. It is only after a long and grueling campaign by younger members of the clan that it was finally added to the competition. So, archery, time to give it my all. So we get a fair amount of stress here, but we'd have an okay amount of getting some contestant skill. Not my forte, let us take it easy. Honestly, I think we'll take it easy with archery. It really isn't so much our thing. Yeah, there we go. Now the fight here is continuing on day after day as we are winning. And an end of the archery contest up here. Glory to the victor, woe to the vanquished. And speaking of vanquishing, we have vanquished our enemy here, and oh, this is good. Pecs, well done. We have a claim, or we could extend that to all of Romagna. We actually have most of Romagna currently under our territory, so we're just going to go for the single claim for now. Pecs, thank you, and that is a fight well won. 50% war score already, which is fantastic. We're going to go for the capital here. We're going to go right to Pisa, and we are going to take them out. Okay. Let's see. Heralds. This is heraldry and trumpeteering. Time to give it my all. Yet again, I don't feel like this is Missy's forte. My voice is a sharpened weapon. Perhaps we'll try and go for more of a speech option here and see if that works out okay for us. Oh yes, we can potentially try and use abilities here, but it would not go over well. The Brujah arbiters are watching from the sidelines. We don't want to get disqualified. Let's go. For my first of 160 points, we will begin. And you know what? We might actually catch them here before they make it out. We have, honestly. You're doing a good job, my friend. And the end of the contest. We didn't win this one here. That's all right. And we've actually managed to wound the enemy commander here. And, my gosh, we've already won. We got a Baroness in our prison. Let's just have a quick look at you, 12th generation. You know what? I think we'll just finish the war here. Alternatively, we don't finish the war. We siege down the capital and we take the earnings from that. I feel like that's probably going to be a better option for us. I think the reason it is as high as it is, the war score, because, no, just battles won. So we could theoretically ransom that prisoner there. And how much would you be willing to give us for your freedom? 30? You know what? Let's do it. We're in control of this war right now. I'm feeling confident. Let's hope it stays that way. Okay, wrestling. Here we go. I don't think we're going to be wrestling with the sword, but the classic of the classics. Wrestling has been a fixture of the Olympics since there have been Olympics. So, time to give it my all. I think we're going to give it a go. Let's try as best as we possibly can. Window shopping. Oh, I guess this is in between. Yeah, before the main event. Let's see. We've been provided with some entertainment with a show of mortals and ghouled wrestlers going after one another. While they certainly lack in experience and raw vampiric strength, they use some more modern tactics that could prove useful during the contest. These are also quite fine mortal specimens, and you notice a few vampires looking at them hungrily, perhaps hoping for some of their likely sweet and strong blood. We can judge their match, increasing our chances of success. We could try and munch on one or munch on another. Let's study their match instead. I think Missy really wants to win here. We've managed to get that ransom off successfully. Oh, and hot damn, Queen Melissa won the contest. The dust settles in the arena as this part of the Panagira draws to a close. Losers lick their physical or otherwise wounds. Winners bask in the glory and envy earned by their performances, and the Gould servants are left to clean up the mess left behind by their undead masters. Glory to the victor, woe to the vanquished. That is 350 prestige and 100 gold. Missy, fantastic, and she has gained the trait Contestant, and we can see that we're moving up along that physical path there. You know what? I feel like we probably could have given the bow a go, and maybe we will do that in the future, but for now, I'm really happy with that outcome. And you know what? We could have a look at going somewhere else on the way back. Oh, and it's not actually over. We have boxing now, so maybe it's a good thing that we, didn't go all in. We still have a chance here to do a little bit more. Boxing has the dubious distinction of both being the contest that has its rules changed the most often and the one to induce frenzy in its participants the most as well. As such, it has sometimes been debated as not suitable for vampires, but the push to actually remove it has never gained much traction. It is a favourite contest of the Toreador, who say they appreciate the physical art shown by such a contest. Snarky Bruja have been known to hint that they just want to sate their lust on the participants though, as boxing, as is a Greek tradition, is practiced in the nude. Okay, time to give it my all. Yes, indeed. Meanwhile, the siege is continuing. Right, Eye of the Tiger. We can see that boxing has been elevated to an art form, mostly because some of its practitioners have had literally centuries to practice to master it. If we want to compete against such intimidating opponents, we will need a serious training regime. Thankfully, we have ample possibilities for such training, though the results are always unpredictable. The vampiric body doesn't react nearly the same as the mortal one does to such exercises. Cue the montage. Okay. It's a risk either way. Getting into critical stress right now may not be the best thing, but I feel like Missy's gonna go for it. We didn't see any negatives there, so I'm assuming that went okay, but Dante won. Well, what's your prowess at, mate? 18. That's nothing compared to our 53. I guess, there was a little bit more to it then. Dante, congratulations. You know what? You did a damn good job. And board games. I do wonder how Missy would perform. Our learning is good at the least. Time to give it my all would throw us into stress, or we could try and lose some here. I think for the moment, maybe we do just try and lose a little bit. We just enjoy ourselves, we have a good time. What do we want to try and do though? War games are the best, which would give us some martial experience, we can get some learning, or just focus on the competition ahead. It'll increase our chances of success. You know what? Let's just focus for now. And Queen Melissa won. Okay, we won. Somehow. Fantastic. And that's... I will definitely take both of those. The experience, the prestige, the gold, all good things for us. And it looks like the siege, well, it's nearly done. My scourge has come to me with grave news. While we do not know who, someone is plotting to kill me. That is unfortunate. We definitely want to try and figure out who that is. We can also get an idea of how likely it is to succeed, and it's fairly up there, which makes me think that someone close to us is potentially trying to murder us. There is a high chance, though, that we will figure out who it is before they get a chance to do it, so I'm not so worried just yet. And 38 gold, that's not bad. I was hoping for something a little bit more from that. Do we want to try and fight them one last time? No, I think we just call it here. Let's go and enforce our demands. We're going to get some piety back for this, which is good, because we don't have a lot of piety right now, and if Missy ever wants to convert religions, she's going to need a lot of that. So be it. Look at all that prestige. Wonderful. Magnificent. Let's go and disband those soldiers there, and now we can focus solely on the tournament. Oh, and a horse race. Now I feel like Missy has a fair amount of experience with horses, so I think we are going to give it our all. It's going to make us critically stressed, but that's fine. That's totally fine. So, the joust has been a popular pastime for noble mortals for a while, but it has been slower to catch up with more traditionalist-thinking vampires. Still, a younger generation of Cainites was born in this era, and sometimes were even nobles practicing joust themselves. As such, it has gained enough traction to be featured. And so, fear isn't in my vocabulary, we're going to go for it. Yeah, even if we end up getting wounded, we'll go for it. Not enough though, unfortunately. Glory to the victor, woe to the vanquished. And I feel like, yeah, that is that. We did win 2 different events there, so I feel like that's pretty good. Having a look at the guest list here, we had some big names here, it would seem. Quite the showing. What an event. Let's go and finish that now, and I think on the way back, let's just have a look and see if we can do anything when it comes to visiting. So we could visit up here, get some steward lifestyle experience. If we could, I would be really happy with that, because we're still trying to get that 1 stewardship ability. So let's see if we can customize our route here. I'm going to add a detour up to here. There is going to be considerable danger along the way, but if we're slowed right now, I'm okay with that. Let's deal with the danger, let's hit the road. We're nearly there already. We passed through the dangerous area, and we got that steward experience wicked. We're going to have a look at that in a moment. Of travels to come. Journeying through Raska, I passed by a peculiar-looking tent, splayed open, with its yet more peculiar-looking occupant inside. Come in, O mighty queen. I can tell you have many miles to go, and I can offer you a reading of your future travels for a modest price. The strange man has piqued my interest. Would we be willing to pay? Okay, you are actually kindred. 12th generation. Okay. A gangrel as well. A gangrel setite. Right. Tell my future wise one. There is a chance for good or bad omens. We're quite stressed right now, so I'm just going to say we're not interested. And now we have a quarrelsome lot. There's only one good way to solve this. No, you know what? I think we try and go for the diplomatic route, specifically because this is Dante here as well, and we do actually manage to succeed at it. But now we have some treacherous slopes. As we're taking in the beautiful view from the mountainside, when I steal my eyes away to focus back on the stony path ahead, I realize we've been surrounded by a group of ruffians. A tall man, presumably the leader, steps out in front of our caravan. Passing through these mountains will cost you. Don't care who you are. Anyone passing through my mountains pays. Let's have a look at you. Hector! Hi, you're actually kindred. I thought you might just be immortal. Let's talk this through. No, I'd rather not. Let's not give in so easily. We'd even manage to take some gold from them. So yeah, no, we are going to do that. Wonderful. And an inspired person can be sponsored. Before any of that, we are going to go into our lifestyle, we're going to go to stewardship, and we're going to pick up golden obligations, which means that we can now charge people for hooks, which in combination with our domination skills, I feel like that's really going to pay off. Now, I kind of want to stay in the stewardship focus, but if we want to try and change our religion long term, the only way we're going to be able to do that is by adopting the faith of a spouse, which is still super expensive. It's a lot of work. It's the same as actually just clicking on the faith and changing to it, so we don't need to have a spouse that's of a different faith specifically, but what we'd be wanting to try and go for here is apostate. Faith conversion cost minus 75%. So we would need to get at least 3 in this, so it's going to take us a while to do it here. But what we could do in the process is focus on theology specifically to try and get our piety up while we are working on things. I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with that. And now you can go away. But the inspired person, it's Dante again with the book inspiration. Yeah, how much? He's considered a master by his peers. Yes, he most certainly is. Okay, let's have a look here. 722 gold. That's wild. I feel like it was that before. Yeah, he is a master, but that's a considerable amount of gold to sink right now. Dante, I'm very sorry. It just ain't gonna happen, buddy. Not right now, at least. And we do actually have the ability to invite some more champions, which we are going to do, but it looks like we're going to have to deal with this first. Friendly locals. As we stop to camp outside a small village, the locals come to investigate our caravan. At first, I think they're trying to trade with us, but soon it becomes clear that they have come to give us gifts and learn everything they can about our culture. Okay, right. Minus 1,000 prestige to be able to get the xenophilic tradition. No, you know what? I think we'll just take the gifts. Yeah, and we'll lose that stress, Missy. Oh, mortal wars. Now, what's interesting, I feel like when we were coming through this territory before, there were mortal wars going on. The La Sombra territories have had a lot going on in them. And with these mortal wars here, well, we could join them for a while. Be delayed by 3 months, but we get some martial experience and we get some travel experience as well. You know what? Yes, let's go into the fray, and we'll also summon some champions to our capital. Now, there is one other thing that we are going to need to attempt, oh dear, to take on. Now, an omen like this is not a good omen. That means the murder plot is still going on. And, well, actually, in saying that, usually it's a bad one. This is a good one, surprisingly enough. Okay, neat. A glorious future. Well, I feel like that backfired for, whoever is actually trying to kill us. Having a look at that again, the chances are still pretty good. That's more than a little concerning. Now, we are disrupting schemes currently, I believe. Yeah, we are. So it also shouldn't be Viorica because she really likes us. Now let's have a look at this champion here, La Sombra's Guardian. My gosh, 45 prowess. Now, you used to be in this territory, I believe, but you're currently unlanded. Well then, so if we were to recruit you to the court, it would cost 270, a considerable investment. You're also a traveler, so we could try and use that to our advantage. I feel like we'd also maybe want to try and give you some territory as well, potentially. You are also a sibling of Montano. It's interesting. All of the La Sombra that were originally part of the Sea of Shadows seem to slowly be making their way back towards Missy's territories. That's either a good or a bad thing. They may be getting ready to, create a little bit of trouble for us. Carnum here doesn't actually have any ongoing alliances. You're also 2,000 years old. We could potentially... No, we can't. No one is available. So, scratch that. I think we are just going to recruit you. It's a considerable amount of gold, but I feel like that is going to be worth it. A champion, and a heck of a champion at that. We can demand some payments, so maybe we should look at doing this first. So we're going to go through these one by one, using the various hooks that we have on them, and we can even use one on Verpus. I mean, yes, let's get that gold. Alexandru, we're also going to get the gold from you, and Basarab, we're going to get that gold from you as well. Okay, wonderful. Obligations have been paid off. Now, a lot of those obligations, they do renew. So over a period of time, it's a really good way for us to get gold. I've also just noticed that Dante, we can currently imprison. That's because he's a caitiff, and in this belief system that we currently have, caitiff are, they're still looked down upon. So I would very much like to grant you a pardon. Let's do that. And the Countess is also a caitiff. So we want to make sure that we also grant you a pardon. Purely because I feel like, we do have to look out for other caitiff. Oh, we also have you as well, a grandchild of ours. We are going to make sure that we pardon you there. Right, well, unfortunate that the murder plot is still ongoing. But as soon as we get back to Rome with Missy here, we're going to be having a conversation with Pecs. And we have arrived back. Wonderful. Thank power. I can go inside again. Wonderful. We have made it back here. And that's a fair amount of experience that we've gained there. We've actually gone up a level. So, yeah, we're considered seasoned now. An experienced traveler. Wonderful. We could potentially try and do a grand tour. Now, I do believe that this is meant to be quite a good idea for us to do it. It can just improve so many things. If we can get enough gold to do it, I will consider doing it. Purely because, well, I've never done it before, and I feel like that would be a good option for us. We can hold court, but like I said, before we do any of that, we're going to spend a little bit of this prestige here. We're going to go to our house, and we're going to challenge the house leadership here. We're not currently the house head. We need to spend 500 prestige to do it. Missy is the firstborn. In her mind, she should be directing the house of Bavent. Let's see. Challenging Pecs. And how are we going to do this? Let's see, some vampiric clans are more interested in their lineage than others, the Ventrue being a prime example, but all of them give at least some respect to this concept. After all, this easily becomes a given when the elders of your family are often centuries or more old, and much more powerful than the young neonates scrambling at the bottom. Still, it is not completely unheard of younger members taking a driving seat in their lineage's affairs. Perhaps their elders have gone bored, or act instead in a completely different sphere of influence than the night-to-night political machinations of the damned. It is rare, however, for one to give willingly the lofty position of house head without at least some form of test or compensation. The ashes of upstarts having underestimated their elders could cover quite a large area. You know what? On guard. We will challenge Pecs to a fight, and Melissa is now in charge of House Bavent. Now, we also have a rival in Pecs. I feel like that just makes sense. Well then. Oh, and we also have a rival in the form of Camilla. Interesting. There is a rivalry between House Bavent and House Camilla. That is understandable, and we are no longer super stressed out. That's good. Okay, so let's see what Pecs has been up to, and then let's have a look at our house members. So first of all, legacies. So Pecs has been going down the caitiff legacy here, sticking together, backed into a corner. Okay. Alright, I kind of like that. There are so many different options that we can go for here. I feel like for Missy, Ashen Knights does fit quite well. So that might be the direction that we start taking it in now that she has control of the house. But it's going to take a while before we can do any of that. So right now, there are 12 living members in the House of Bavent. And having a look at the family tree here, we can see that Pecs has just one child alive, Olympia. And having a look down here, of course, we can see that we do have a number of grandchilder. We haven't actually lost any of our childer here. And what's quite interesting about this is that Shajar has killed most of the others. Yeah. So the other grandchilder that we do have seem to have been slain by her, murdered or slain. This one was slain in a duel. I feel like it was probably still her, if I had to take a guess. Dante at this stage doesn't have any childer. As Dante, yeah, I guess you haven't made any yet, have you? Perhaps you were being more cautious with your decisions, seeing what's happened to some of the other childer in the Bavent dynasty. But now let us hold court. The first in line approaches. My lady, I regret to inform you that the religious situation in my lands is out of control. I have tried to make my subjects see the light of our true faith, but too many of them persist in their wrong beliefs. I beg of you to use your authority and power to help me. Let's have a look at Raymond here, who is of our belief system currently, something that we are trying to move away from. Peaceful coexistence is always the best solution. We get prestige and court grandeur, and I feel like that's kind of the direction that we're going to be going in general, away from this dogmatic belief that most of the court seems to have. Oh gosh. Akos is here. He boldly steps forward, and without providing any context, proceeds in hushed tones. I would be willing to overlook my grievances if you were to revise my contractual obligations to the crown. Though rumoured to be rallying my vassals to break away from Sicily, surely this is a charge Akos would never publicly admit to. Okay, what option do we want to go with here? C-Sense, Knavery will do you no good. I mean, it's not a good chance of success here, but I feel like that's probably the option that we would go with here. We're not going to accept any of his demands. So, that's fine. The Independence faction gets some discontent. We're okay with that. If Akos wants to play this game, we can play too. We've got sharp fangs. Cecilling, the Italian. Okay. Oh, it's Dante here. My lady, I represent the Italian people of the county of Anconda. States my child, Dante. We're devoted and faithful subjects, but our land is poor, underdeveloped, and scarcely populated. Please allow us to recolonize it and administrate it according to our traditions. Under your benevolent protection, our land can still prosper, and you shall gain a new faithful vassal. I mean, the county of Anconda. I mean, we would get another city holding, another castle holding, another temple holding there as well. Dante, I feel like I trust you. Yeah, our business is done here. And our royal court grandeur has increased. And we can see here that, fantastic, Dante has indeed done a good job with the place. He's going to start improving that over time. We have a castle holding there now, we have a few temples, and Marcellius has arrived here. Oh my gosh, they're all making their way back. Oh, you're a child of Bucephos. Interesting. I really do like the house sigil here. Very impressive. And, okay, a Herculean fornicator. Right, you're a 5th generation La Sombra with 46 prowess. I mean, you're going to be expensive, aren't you? Recruit to court? Yeah, yes, rather expensive. Now, are there any alliances that we can make here? It does seem like maybe. Now, I suppose we could have a look at some of our grandchilder and see if they could be a good option, maybe? Eleonora? I mean, potentially. Let's see. Will not accept. No, definitely not. Okay, well, that's not an option. 46 prowess. I feel like it truly could be worth it. That's a considerable amount of gold that we'd be sinking into this. Okay, we're going to do it. We are going to do it. We also need to make sure that we find you some territory, though, so that you do not go wandering away. A bold paragon. That you are. That you most certainly are. Now, we do have, I believe, a claim that we can extend here. Just over 1,000 to her levy. If we declare war, making our claim known, 70 prestige, it's a pittance. Let us raise all armies and march upon the enemy. There we go. We've got them all together. Missy, let's take him out. And I do truly feel like this is going to be a rather fast fight. Let's see. Excellent. We've bestowed some more royal favor. It really doesn't seem to be doing all that much because he hates our guts, but this war is going to be over very, very quickly, I think. Oh, well, that potentially complicates things. Right, a war has been declared on us by an inferior number. I see. You are a weak ruler and do not deserve the lands you possess. I will show you what a true sovereign looks like when I seize those lands from you. The Pyramid Climber. I see. Well, keep on climbing. You're just from here? Ooh, Venice. I wouldn't mind taking Venice from you, but this is a bold play. Let's see. You do have a few alliances that may be problematic. Oh, you're actually up here as well, so you're a bit more than just these few provinces. Oh, now what's happened here? That is very interesting. So, Etrius here, who is at the top of the pyramid of the Tremere, the House of Tremere territory has completely shattered. So there are some pretty big things going on in Tremere territories at the moment, and yeah, this pyramid climber here is trying to make some moves. Some plays, and what I have to say is going to be a poor play. We're going to win this war very, very quickly, and then we're going to turn our attention over towards him. We do have to be careful though, we are burning through money currently. We have yet another champion to look at here, and I feel like we'll probably be passing this one up. Yeah, no, alright, we had a good run. Oh, and it looks like our two enemies are actually fighting each other at the moment. Okay, interesting. Well, we've already broken through the walls here, so we should have this siege done very, very soon, and it's not quite enough to win the war. We may have to just station besiegers here, and then move over to try and crush our other enemies. No. Gilam, what happened? What happened to dear Gilam? He's been murdered. Oh, power, how could you do this to Gilam? If I have sinned, why did you not punish me instead? He was blameless, my perfect child. Life had so much more in store for him. It did. It did. What happened? Died under mysterious circumstances, so we have no idea. Now, we could start to try and discover secrets and figure out who did this. Yeah, he did not deserve this. He was our heir, well and truly. You know what? I would not be surprised if it was Shajar, because, I mean, she has been making plays, to be fair. So, let's have a look. Is the murder plot still on? Okay, so we probably don't want to change to be trying to discover secrets just yet, but we've lost Gilam. That's a major blow. Now, we could get Akos back onto the council, but no. So instead, I feel like we're probably going to go with La Sombra's Guardian here. 14 Marshal is still really decent. So, yeah, let's get you in for now. We'll continue managing these Royal Guards. We lost a child. Terrible. Now, we don't want to dawdle here. Let's see about just stationing those besiegers. Excellent. And we will continue moving on over this way here. We'll make sure that there is going to be someone commanding. And, okay, Gisela is going to be commanding them. Good. She's a military engineer, which should speed up this process a little bit. At the same time, we are marching upon the enemy. And now we clash. And that's over very, very fast. 38%, not bloody bad. Now, if we can capture this territory here, it'll make it that much more difficult for them to move into our own territory. So, let's get moving, and we will consider going for Venice after all of this. And it looks like a war has been finished here, so I'll be intrigued to see if this doesn't stop before long, because the House of Tremere seemingly has reformed. And I do believe we have another perk that we can look at down here, under Sanguine. So, scrolling down a little further, Phobia. I don't know if we've got that yet. No. Unlocks the Phobia power, and it just increases our natural dread. And speaking of powers, it's probably about time for us to just heal ourselves. So, let's have a look at blood healing. There's a high chance that our hunger is going to increase here. It didn't, and we didn't get any masquerade exposure as well, so that is a win-win. Okay, that is the siege done over here. The war is won. The territory is now ours. Now, we could try and hold on to this, but I think it's probably going to be worth us giving this away to one of the La Sombra that just recently joined us. So, let's have a look at granting this. We are going to go through here. We're going to sort by prowess. Okay, so Marcellus, we are going to be giving this to you, or alternatively, we could give it to our new sheriff. That could be a wiser option. Maybe we could split the territory between the two of them, so we'll grant that territory to you there. Oh, and it does give you both of them. That is okay. We have an alliance with you now. Fantastic. And, oh, it looks like we have some more forces making their way down into the heart of our territory. Well, actually, not that far. We've already won a siege here, and we're going to start marching down to finish them off. They only just landed recently, so they're going to get absolutely swamped here, and they did. They did. We won, and the enemy banner. I survey the battlefield, contemplating how this battle will be remembered, and gaze towards the dead that remain. I notice a group of my soldiers approach, and they politely bow before me. My lady, we've cornered the remaining enemies, and they have made a valiant stand. They gave their lives protecting this banner. Let's go and add that to our collection. That'll give us an extra knight. Fantastic. We'll spend a little bit of prestige for that. That is totally fine. And who did we capture here? Someone important, it would seem. Someone that is a 5th generation kindred. On par with Melissa. So the only way now that we're actually going to be able to become an elder, 4th generation, is by us hunting someone like Atreus up here. Atreus, yep. 4th generation, a rare trait. Now we can actually have a little bit of a look around with Find Character to try and see if we can find other 4th generation kindred around. But let's just have a look. What is the war score at and why? Occupying territories, battles won. Okay, so that does inform me that we should probably be able to ransom this prisoner without too much trouble. So, prisoners, ransoming you will give us 50 gold. Fantastic. Let's do that before we do anything else. Okay, brilliant. That ransom has been accepted. We're going to enforce our demands here. And, oh, you were set to pay us 475 gold? My gosh, what a poor decision you made. What a terrible, terrible choice. After spending all that gold, we're back up to where we were before. We are looking damn good. And look at Sicily. Well, Italia, we're looking fantastic here. And Pisa, you're looking weaker, right? We do have a truce at the moment. You do still have your alliance over here with the Giovanni family. Oh, and it looks like all that territory has been recaptured by the House of Tremere. And Pecs, as we can see, he's been rather busy up here capturing territory, and it looks like he's finally been giving some of that territory away. Yeah, he's back down to just 2 holdings. You do? Okay, good. That's responsible of you. Wow. 7,000 piety. My guy. Right, now, having a look at our royal court, we do have a new artifact that we can hang. We're just going to hang it to the side here. Yeah, excellent. That'll allow us to have an extra knight going forwards, which is just going to make us that much more dangerous. And speaking of being dangerous, let's just have a look here. Let's go to find character, and we're just going to search for 4th generation, and we'll see who is around. Of course, because you are a brother. You're a brother of Montano. Yes, you're all 4th generation. Well then, now that does make things interesting. I see. Now, your childer is very, very useful, and you have written nice things about us in the past, but, what are our chances here if we were to, let's say, try and diablerize you? Not good, but if we were to imprison you, now our chances would be far, far better. You do have the territory of Inner down here. We can't fabricate claims on you. What we could do is start to try and find a secret. I still am wary about doing that because this has been progressing a fair amount along the path to murder us. I think we're going to keep a very close eye on you, and we're going to consider what we might end up doing. And saying that though, that is all just in our own territory. I'm sure we can find others elsewhere. Baron Leduc, let's see. Measure your prowess against the Baron? Yes, let's challenge him to a sparring match, I say. Excellent, and we come closer to forming a friendship with him. Oh dear. And here we have the only surviving childer of Gulam. We are going to pardon you, as we do not care that you're a caitiff, because we are also caitiff. And would you look at that? We can create the kingdom of Romagna. I am very tempted to create this. It is a considerable amount of gold for us to do so. But it would get us closer to creating an empire along here, which I know was not Missy's original goal, but power, it is addictive. And so is that prestige. We're going to go for it. Yes, let us create the kingdom. And you know what? I think we will make this our primary title from now on. Oh, and Dante. Dante has Claudia now. Not bad, Dante. A bumbling squire, but 7th generation because, well, yeah, Dante's 6th. Excellent. So, let us go and grant you a pardon there. Oh, and look at this great big kingdom that we have here. Very nice. Oh, well, isn't this interesting? We can demand a hostage from the Giovanni family. I suppose to make sure that we're staying on our best behavior. You're a 6th generation kindred. That's not bad. Who else could we potentially get here? Michael, I see. And Michael is 5th generation. You're currently unlanded. You have many, many claims in the Giovanna territory. You know a fair amount about necromancy. I do wonder if we might be able to potentially learn from you. You know what? Let's stick with the original hostage, and we will say, yeah, let's go and demand a hostage here and see how that goes down. Our territory has grown considerably larger than theirs, and we have a hostage. Wonderful. Well, she is traveling at the moment. It's going to take a little while to make it here, but yeah, she is a childer of the queen here, the matriarch of the Giovanni family. Damn. Oh, and Dante. Dante has created a faction against us. I do like your faith, Dante, and I kind of want to try and join that faith if we can. We don't have a way to do that just yet, though. Yeah, I want to get that down by a lot. And we are getting close to that first point down here. A new home. I'm informed that my hostage, Adelberta, has arrived from the Giovanni family. The matriarch's childer will no doubt be anxious about her new life here in Romagna. Trust in your sire. I reassure her you will be treated well here. Let's show her to her room. Now, she does have experience as a traveler, I think because she just traveled here. But you know what? I do want to try and stay on your good side, and if we could learn something from you, that would be fantastic. But I don't think it will work specifically that way. But I think having you here will be worthwhile. Now, actually, seeing as we do have a fair bit of prestige, we could look at going on a little bit of a journey to learn new abilities. And we could try and go for something really different. So having a look at our different lifestyles at the moment, we currently don't have any animalism skill whatsoever. We do have a few points in there so far. So we could try and pick them up, or alternatively, we could try and get some more things under the sanguine tree here. Things like blood sorcery, for example. The daemonium? That sounds very fun. I do think that would be rather difficult for us to learn it. Again, we could also go for necromancy from the Giovanni. Let's just have a look here and see how much that's going to cost. 1,000. It's considerable for us to learn this, but my gosh, what fun that could be. It is practiced by the Bali. The practitioner will gain devilish charm and the ability to manipulate others through their sins and virtues. But is that worth the price of one's soul? The ends justify the means. Let's go and start to seek them out. Now, I do believe we are doing this potentially as the Brood of Bavent, which, we can actually add some more people into the Brood, and Dante is here. Well, thank you for the gold, Dante. I will accept that. Thank you very much. We do need to keep our eye on Dante, though. So, let's have a look here. Who may we want to try and include? Honestly, if we reach out to Dante and try to invite him, I feel like that could go places. Honestly, I kind of feel like Dante probably should be our heir, just based on his capability alone, but we won't make that decision just yet. And I don't know if I'm just missing it with Dante. Oh, yes, must have at least 50 opinion, I see. Well, there is someone else that I do want to try and add into the mix here, and that is Viorica, a Tremere who I feel like will be a good fit here. We will invite you into the Brood of Bavent. Welcome, and we're going to keep that last slot open. But we're starting to plan this journey here. Let's hope it all goes well. Oh, how interesting is that? I was just having a look at the Empire titles in the area, and the Sea of Shadows is most certainly one of the Empire titles down here. Now, for us to kind of claim that, we would have to start looking at Sardinia here, which I'm not against us looking into, but unfortunately for us to declare any wars right now, well, for one, we can't do a holy war here, but if we were going to, we would need to have a lot more piety, which we just don't have yet. Oh, burying the hatchet. Okay, let us stop being rivals, brother. That does sound like a good idea. And King Gulam here has started speaking a different language. Well, good for you. Now we finally have our first learning lifestyle point here. So we're going to be trying to get down to apostate if we can. So we're going to start off here. Our wards can get additional skills and can become our friends. Unfortunately, we don't really have wards as kindred. We can get to open-minded next and then finally apostate. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Ideally we should get some events that should help boost it along a little bit further. Oh good, and it does seem like we're actually starting to make some progress here. We've got you down to minus 73. That's a little better. Oh dear. Mental break. I guess we are kind of close to that. Let's just take the additional stress, and we will have to try and deal with that in one way or another. Surveying our capital would allow us to lose a ridiculous amount of stress, which is great, but it would also cost us a significant amount to do that. Are we willing to pass away that gold right now? You know what? I think for the safety of our mind, we shall, and hopefully we might be able to get some good options here going forwards. Now, traveling around here, let's go by ourselves. Yeah, that's the Missy way of doing things. Even if it isn't necessarily the best way to do things. Now, where to survey? A general sweep of our influence, go to the military quarter, merchants guild, the clergy, what they're doing at night, noble quarters, or friends in low places. You know what? I think let's focus on, maybe merchant guilds for a change. Okay, a new business has recently opened in the city, and we were thinking about paying it a visit tonight. It is obviously just being helpful to let know any outsiders who the real leader of the merchant quarter here is. Still, you have doubts. You noticed after your first visit, most of these merchants somehow seem to lose the will to really work themselves to the bones for the better of your community. Perhaps you could try a new bold approach. Let's see, old methods work best. We get strict control, interesting, or leave him alone. New opportunities. You know what? Let's see what happens there. New opportunities sound good. We lose even more stress. Wonderful. And a scheme at court. Let's see. Certain that my old foe is scheming against me. Scheming. Okay, let us see. You are currently unlanded at the moment. You have a fair amount of prowess. You're 5th generation Malkavian, and you're currently in Duke Stefan's court. Duke Stefan. Aha. Witness to the end. So are you plotting against us then? You're definitely scheming, indeed. So, you are an agent in the murder plot. Okay. Throw her in jail. Yes, no, we are most certainly going to do that. Let's see. Verpus is silent. Absent once again. We could watch his every move here. No, we'll just confront him. We'll confront him, and I guess we'll just trust him for now. And, yes, some movements nearby. Let's have a look. Okay, the plot is still ongoing. She was just an agent there. Now, would be a shame if you went missing. What would happen if you went missing? If we were to, get rid of you? Well, a lot of people would potentially be upset, so we'll probably just keep you imprisoned for now. We could ransom you eventually, but it's not really worth it. Now, Duke Stefan here, you're our vassal, you're our champion, and I do believe that you could quite well be a decent primogen for us. So let's have a look at our court here, and let's try and find where the Malkavian primogen position is. Right here. Okay, yeah, you are good for the job. Excellent. Let's go and appoint you to that position. It's going to be a little expensive, but I think having those primogens is most certainly worth it. Now, we do have 2 prisoners here. We do have you as well, a ghoul who we can ransom off for a hook. I don't think that is really worth it. We can just straight up execute you as well, which would allow us to lose some stress. Bye. You know what? We probably should have kept you around until we had a little bit of stress built up, but what can you do? Well, one thing that we can do is start to turn our attention over here for now. And yes, I do realize that this is going against what Missy's original plans are. A proposed alliance with the Giovanni family because we have a hostage. A mutual alliance could go quite well. Very interesting. I mean, you have a considerable military power. I think that we could really do some things in this area. We shall accept, most certainly. The matriarch knows what she's doing. She's only 108. You're younger than Missy. Yeah, look at these 2 youngins coming up in the world. What generation are you? You're 5th generation as well, but you probably haven't eaten anyone, if I had to take a guess. No, you haven't. You just come from good stock, it seems. Yeah. Oh, wow, and there are still so many 4th generation kindred around here. Oh, Duke Petrius is as well. So if we were to capture you, if we were to go to war with you for Pisa, well, you have an alliance over here as well, which could be a problem. But yes, we want to have a look at some wars here. Wars that we can actually claim without it being a holy war. So you are just one area. If we could go for like a whole area, that would be more efficient. It would be expensive for sure. So I think we're going to get Pecs down here in Arborea at the moment. Let's have a look and see who's actually ruling the roost here. Okay, Helena is still alive, and she's still here, and she's still 4th generation, so that's yet another good option for us. We could look at that option first, potentially. Oh, you're also 4th generation. Oh, Manile. Okay, yeah, we have some very heavy hitters on the island of Sardinia. Okay, well, we're gonna start making some moves. Let's see how that goes. Oh, and a scheme at court. Someone is trying to kill one of our courtiers. Yet again, it's probably just someone hunting. I think that's totally fine. Now, I didn't actually have a look to see how strong you were. You're considerably strong. You're actually, wow, you're really suffering at the moment. I think we may want to try and make a move down here first with Helena. Yes. Oh dear. Blackmail. Dario, how could you? Well, there it is. I really thought that it was paused then. It wasn't. I was fine with Dario having that over us.
Dario has been very loyal to us and is also the spouse of Pecs, so of course they are going to share those secrets, but it's out. It is out now. The secret is out the bag. The cat is out the bag. We've lost a level of devotion because of these horrific acts, but also all of these blackmail hooks are now gone. That is rough, but there are known Diablerists all over the world. Missy is just out of the shadows now. She doesn't need to hide any longer. She can be the monster that she was born to be. Oh boy, well, that's a change of direction that I wasn't immediately expecting. It is also going to give anyone who is actually of our faith a -50 opinion of us. But because Missy has all these other bonuses, I feel like for the most part, people should be still thinking pretty highly of us. At least those that are closest to us. If we have a look at our actual vassals, I mean, yeah, people are still very much, well, not everyone, but a lot of people are still very much in favor of Melissa, even though she has devoured the souls of countless kindred. Oh, and would you look at that? Okay, for one, Garcienda is plotting against our guest. That is totally fine. That is okay. We have a new choleric perk that we can pick out now. So, having a look at that, Earthshock and Fist of Cain. Chance to severely wound an enemy in battle. I do like that. Earthshock is also fantastic. The siege time being down and the advantage is great. We're going to get that first, but Fist of Cain is also very, very good. Oh, Benjamin the Imperious has perished. My gosh. After all this time. This is Dario's sire. Well then, how did you die? Under mysterious circumstances. I see. Well, that is unfortunate that has happened. Ah, okay. Welcome. Yes, sure, you can pay us some homage. Wonderful. A good work with the language as well. Good try there. And our dynasty gets some renown. I like that. Our court grandeur has increased even further. Oh dear. My scourge has come to me with a discovery. She is certain that my childer-in-law, Leader Masha, is scheming against me. Alright, let's have a look at you. Oh gosh. The spouse of Dante, with 32 prowess. Why? Why do these people keep standing against us like this? This is difficult. This is where things get difficult, because we have some very good knights here. We're not going to be executing them. Throwing them in jail isn't the worst thing that could potentially happen, because we can negotiate a release going forwards. And ooh, okay. Alright, well, for one, Shajar is our new heir. We can nominate a successor as well. So, in my mind, it's either going to be Pecs. Actually, you know what? Shajar, your stewardship, your intrigue, they're second to none. And I think that Missy really does respect the game that she has been playing. Even though some of her grandchilder have been slain specifically by her, I think we're going to keep you as our heir for the most part. Now, primary heir is of the wrong dynasty. Okay, our primary heir. I do not believe that is the case. I do not believe that you are our primary heir. Let's see, active elections. Specifically for the Kingdom of Romagna, we have already nominated. I think that will probably go away here. It could be one of the other titles specifically. Let's just have a look at the election. That's fine. Let's have a look at the other duchies here. It's the same deal. Rank 1 over here. Oh, it's the County of Roma for some reason. Equal partition law. That's intriguing. I don't know why he is in the list there specifically. Interesting. Well, I'm potentially considering devouring you, so we'll see what happens there, huh? Yeah, you know what? I feel like we probably want to do a little bit of plotting here just to kind of get things ready. We're setting the groundwork, right? Share your blood and enhance the physical abilities of your minion. Okay, I feel like if we do that, that will help. So, Draught of Might. Unfortunately we don't have enough to be able to give a draught right now, but we could... Oh, 2 stronger mental defenses. We could try and mesmerize. It won't be easy, but we can give it a shot. 88% chance? Okay, let's start that. And what have we here? A ransom. Oh, You want her out? No, unfortunately that's not going to happen. What we can do is release them with a favor ode, effectively. I'm not going to release them though until this damn murder scheme is done. 80% success chance. That's not good. That is... that's really not good. Okay, so we can't go into hiding here. This is a bit of a problem. More than a bit of a problem. Someone is desperately trying to murder us, and they're getting closer and closer to succeeding. And you know what? I think that their outing, us being outed as a Diablerist, has really put Missy's head on the proverbial platter, because everyone has a lesser opinion of her now, so they're more likely to want to try and join the scheme. The games we play are dangerous, Melissa. And Dante is demanding an artifact. Okay, what are you after? The Maritime Trading Handbook. You know what, naval speed? That's fine, Dante. You can keep that book. I think he's upset that we didn't allow him to write the book that he wanted to write, but he was asking for 700 gold. And here we go, domination. So, our chances, they are not great. We could potentially try and increase those chances though by rousing the blood here specifically beforehand, and we get, wow, that's a decent increase. So we should be able to up our stewardship here by a fair amount, because it is our stewardship that it is making use of. So let's see, help me with the numbers. So this will give us an extra 5 stewardship, taking us up to 19. So now, if we rouse the blood, pushing ourselves even further, we can get to 61%. We will try, and we succeed. Wonderful. Okay, a weak hook on him so far. That's good. That's good. I will take that for now. For the sins of the father. Okay, so one of Duke Landolf's childer are here to try and fight us. Let's accept this challenge. We are not going to step down. Our prowess is so much higher. We shall set her in her place. Now, taste Silver Fiend? No. Let's see. I will strike the earth itself. So this will increase our hunger by a fair amount, but this allows us to use Earth Shock. Or we could just straight up bite her. No, you know what? Let's get hungrier. Oh boy, we are very hungry now, and very angry. A knife in hand? Yes, let's send it out in her direction, and we win. Victorious, very quickly at that. And now we are very, very hungry. And unfortunately, we can't eat right away because we're still on this journey down here, or that's in effect. I don't think that we're going to be able to do anything else there. But a little bit of good news, we do have a claim here, but I don't want just a little claim. We want all of it. So, continue on for now. Let's see if we can't get the whole duchy. Oh my gosh, you know what? It's not a duchy, it's a single province. Pecs, I'm so sorry. Friends and lovers. Oh, Pecs, I see. Well, that's fine. A secret for a secret. You kept ours for a long time, or, well, kind of. And, Akos is scheming against us. How am I not surprised? Throw him in jail. He is an agent in the murder plot. Now let's see how much that knocks this down by. We have a look here. It's gone down a fair amount. We're getting more and more of our vassals into prison now. Oh boy. And what's going on in the royal court? I see. Murder holes and priest holes. I see. A pallid individual who looks as if she's spent her entire life skulking underground is lurking in the corner of my throne room. I've heard tell. You may want a secret passage installed. I can craft any impure corridor your twisted heart desires. Now, that is potentially very useful. A secret escape passage. Hostile scheme success chance goes down by 15%. I like it. I'm willing for us to pay for that, I think. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. And I think that that's going to make that murder plot just that little bit less likely to happen. 62%, that's better. And our grandeur has increased, and there's some deer in it. Interesting, but we're probably not going to be able to do anything about that at all. And some of the clans still feel marginalized. That's okay. They'll learn to live with that. Oh, good. And it looks like we can demand some payments here. So, let's see. We could use that weak hook on you to get a little bit of coin. No, we're going to hold on to that for now, and we're just going to go through all the others and make sure that they pay. Oh, and you know what? I feel like it's only fair. Let's go and blackmail Dario here, seeing as she outed us before. Oh, there we go. We got a blackmail hook on you, which means that we should now be able to ask you to pay for that. 50 gold. There we go, dear sister-in-law. Let's settle things. Oh, negotiate an alliance with Dante. Yes, Dante, let us get on better terms, please. A most miraculous fish. Interesting. A local fisherwoman has come before me claiming to be able to cook an enchanted supper. Supposedly she catches dreamfish from a secret spot and performs strange rituals upon them. She then severs or serves their heads, with each fish inspiring ecstatic visions for days after consumption. The fisherwoman wrings her hands as she looks at me, eyes alight with greed and fear. Okay, prepare me with, a fish. Neat. Teach me the ritual. Interesting. We can increase our learning by 5? Wow. 81% chance that it works. Oh boy. There is a small chance that we get the nickname the Fishy. Oh boy. So we could get uplifting visions. 20 years. I think we're going to roll the dice here. Awesome. We don't become Melissa the Fishy. We get an extra 5 learning. That is very, very nice. I will take that, thank you. Oh, staring at the stars. From all my evenings watching stars, I've seen with my own eyes what I have only heard before. The stars move at different speeds and reverse their course at different times, but seemingly in large groups, depending on which celestial spire they belong to. Indeed, with the right calculations, one could even predict their movements. My brother does not approve, of course. Leave the skies be. The celestial realm is for the principles of faith, you know? Or to know. I will find my answers in the heavens. Incite the heavens. I like the sounds of that. Ooh, we could get a decent amount of piety, which will allow us to go straight back into fighting more. An earthly focus. No, I think we try to seek our answers in the stars, because I mean, Pecs and Missy came from the stars. They've lived on other planets. It's a long story. Let us find the answers in the heavens. Yes. Oh boy, and we have a few different options here to hold court, work off some stress, host an Elysium, all things I would like to do once we have more money. And we might actually have some. Dario is here with 50 gold, and we have even more renown for the dynasty. Excellent. And is it Dante? Maybe. We will see. Duke Stefan of Kent, how could you? We will also throw you in jail. Our Malkavian Primogen no more. Okay, let's have a look at this thing. We've got a lot of people in prison so far. I think we're going to be clearing court, unfortunately. Now, the inspired person here is Aileen Gordon, who wants to make something for 100 gold. That's not too bad to make a box. I mean, what could we do with a box? Maybe. Sure, let's sponsor your inspiration. 100 gold we can part with. It's going to take 4 years, so we probably won't see that happen today. Oh, and immediately we have another inspired person, a metalsmith, Antonia. Let's have a look at... Oh, we don't trust you, Antonia. We kicked you out of our court. Why are we going to give you 100 gold to forge something for us? No, sorry, ain't going to happen. Inspiration. Highest quality. Okay, so how far do we want to try and push this? Investing a fair amount into it makes it, potentially better. Sees what she needs. It's an act of tyranny. We'd reduce some stress because we're sadistic and wrathful. Why not? Why not? Melissa, we're going off the rails. Pecs, fantastic. Minus 75 gold, but we get an unpressed claim on this county over here, and we've just discovered the trebuchet. Brilliant, but I don't think we're going to be able to do anything with that just yet. A vassal to remember. All to myself? Or, you know what? Dima and Viorica. Dima, I'm sorry, I don't really remember you. Oh, you're our grandchilder. Viorica is quite a good friend, so I would be tempted to go for that option. You know what? Dedications are overrated. Yes. No need to dedicate right now. And what do we got? A ransom for Akos. Sorry, buddy. That ain't going to be happening anytime soon. Oh, it's the same person that wants to be inspired down here, so we're not going to worry about them. What we are going to worry about is the coming war against Helen of Troy. Yeah, and, well, would you look at that? Someone else who is guilty of diablerie, and it's open knowledge there. What I do find interesting, though, oh yes, and would you look at that? She consumed her sire. That's how she became 4th generation. I'm assuming you were originally 4th generation then, Minos. Yes, you were, because I see. You were the child of the founder of Clan Toreador. Oh boy, we are getting up in those rankings. And Legionnaires, as much as I would love to continue, we are unfortunately out of time for today. War shall be coming to Sardinia. War shall be coming to Helen of Troy. But will that war even be fought? Before the knives reach Melissa's back, all eyes are on the queen now, and many of them want to see her head removed. A diablerist, a consumer of souls. What a travesty. How could such a monster be allowed to rule over this court? No doubt, many will make their play, and many already have. And many of those kindred now find themselves in the dungeon of Melissa. Deep under Rome, perhaps they can be convinced of their errors. As old kindred are hard to come by, it would most certainly be a shame for their lives to be snuffed out after all those years fighting in the nights, as Melissa Bavent will not go silently into this good night. She will rage, she will fight. The blood of Bavent shall continue to flow, and with the knowledge she seeks, perhaps that could help turn the tides in her favor. But Legion, I ask you all, if you enjoyed today's episode, please consider leaving a comment or a like to let me know if you enjoyed the show. As for now, I have been Rycon. You have all been awesome, and until next time, stay